Look, that's what I did last time. All right, one more. Not too bad, not too bad. Not too bad. Don't expect a world beater out here on the streets, but these 5.5Rs, that's pretty respectable. Add up a little bit. Let's try us one of them there digs. We're gonna do second gear start. My best has been a 3.6. See if we can beat it. Nope, ain't beat it. I don't know how the hell I got a 3.6, but there you go. So there was a little wheel spin. I did get a little aggressive on the start there. It's in custom, about 54 degrees over here. Just do a couple pulls, do a little 60 right here. Nothing too crazy, just a slight rip on the throttle. And pay attention to the dash to see if it spins. I had a couple pulls already in it. Wait, see if this is cop first. Doesn't look like it. Alright, so pay attention to the dash. A little 56. No drama. It's 5.5R2s, even in 54 degree weather or 53. They do just fine. I'll try to get you guys a 40. It'll like I said, it'll do a small shimmy from a 40, but other than that, they are pretty reliable. And you saw that was third gear 60. Come on. Back to 40. Small little rip. Oh, just kidding. She hooks. Alright then, I guess you can't stab it from you can't stab it. Just depends on how much heat is in the tire. Well, sometimes, depending on the road, she will do a slight slip and then go. But as you saw right then, she just hooked and booked. There was no drama over here from the traction control light. So, actually, let's go to... There we go. So you can see everything, where everything is. Traction, track. Second gear. Right on down there to 40. Dead hooked again. Dead hooked again. No drama. All right, we is official now. What is going on to you? Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gents. Today's little video, man, as you can see from those first few clips, it's gonna be about these here Nitto 5.5R2s. Now, the reason I felt the need to make this video is because when I was looking for reviews on the best tire to roll with on these here wide body Hellcats, I couldn't find a decent damn video about these tires. I was really interested in them. I've never given Nitto a shot, and all I read and seen was just a bunch of mixed reviews, but they were from like Hellcat, or not Hellcat, or from Mustang and Camaro owners. Not really much from the Hellcat community. So I was a little disappointed about that, so I was like, you know, screw it. I'm gonna try them out. From what I've seen, even based off the mixed reviews, the positive reviews are positive, and I figured, what the hell? I've already given Hoosier a shot with the Pro Bracket Radial, and yeah. You go check that one out if you want to. Anyway, for these tires right here, no problems whatsoever. I had none of the problems that I had out of the Hoosiers. Now, those were two totally different types of tires. Like, this is more of the Street SS competitor, and I don't know what compound or what that Hoosier was made out of, but it is nothing like this right here. This feels and drives more like the Mickey Thompsons did. Now, as far as like longevity and all that stuff, I can't really speak on that. I've only had them on the tire for like 5 days, so I can't really speak on longevity and the life of it. But with it being a soft compound tire, I'm not expecting to get, you know, 8, 9, 10,000 miles out of this damn thing. and I don't expect it to last, you know, a couple years or anything, maybe a couple of months at the most, because these are soft compound tire, and I wouldn't be mad at that. Wouldn't be mad at that at all. This is a soft tire, so that's one of the trade-offs is you're going to have to deal with one of these tires like this. Let me back out for you guys. So either you get a harder compound tire, sacrifice a little bit of traction, and you get a long-lasting tire that can last a year or two maybe, or you get a soft compound tire, sacrifice the longevity and the life expectancy of the tire, and the trade-off is way better traction. Way better than the stock Pirellis that comes on the tire. Now these are the 305 3520s. The reason I didn't roll with the 305 or the 315s is simply because they weren't in stock, and the expected ship date was like the 15th or the end of the month. There was basically the end of the month for the expected ship date, and I wasn't waiting around for that. Sorry, I got a little too impatient. The 305s were in stock, ready to go, and would be here in a matter of days from Amazon, and it was prime. So cancel order, reorder, thank you, give me my tires please, because I placed the order for the 315s from like Vivid Racing, then another one at what was it, Jegs, and maybe another one at Summit, and then come to find out they're all shipping out of the same damn warehouse. I'm like, what the if I'd have known that, I would have just ordered from freaking Amazon. So here we are. This is with the Amazon. Amazon had the 305s in stock, ready to go. Now, as you guys saw from those clips, from 40 miles an hour, these things hook. From 60 miles an hour, these things hook. From a dig, you ain't gonna be a world beater. Like maybe if you had a drag pack, or you would do a little better on the street, or if you want a prep surface, you might do a little better on the street, but you're not gonna be a world beater by any means, even with a way stickier tire. Do they outperform the stock tires on a dig? Leaps and bounds, easily. Like way better performing tire from a dig than the stock tires, and still way better performing on 40 and 60 rolls. From a 60 roll, it doesn't really matter. The stock tires do fine on 60 rolls. From a 40 roll, the stock tires would always skip. You get a slight wheel hop, and they would always spin. Traction control light always comes on. But if you guys saw from those two clips, 40 roll, this thing did not hesitate at all. She just hooked, the tires bit, and you were on your way. From a 60 roll, same thing. It's an even easier, a higher speed roll, same thing. So if you have a higher horsepower car, like 8,000-9,000 wheel horsepower, these could be a great 20-inch tire for you. Now, you're not gonna do near as good as you would on a drag pack, especially if you have a high horsepower car. That would be my recommended tire, an actual thick sidewall, maybe a 40 or 50 series 17 or 18-inch wheel. These 20s, the only reason I can see you trying out some of these is if you just want something on your 20s to not die every time you look near a throttle. Because that's what will happen if you have a 1,000 wheel horsepower car and you're running around on the stock tires on the 20. Yeah, you're trying to get dead. It's that simple. But with these, you probably won't get dead as fast if you have the 5.5 R2s. One of the complaints that I did see was people saying how they had like a swaying motion at top speed. So I got this thing up to a pretty decent speed with these tires on here, and I haven't had any sway. I don't know what they were talking about. Maybe the tires got put on backwards, because you see they are rotational base tires. So if you put them on backwards, you might get that sway. That's the only thing I can think of. Another complaint that I saw was just how they were inconsistent, I guess. And that was from like Camaro and like Mustang owners. So one review, the dude was saying how the Street SS is better and it's way better than the Nitto. Then the very next review, this dude is saying the Nitto is way better and the Street SS is garbage. So my choice was made pretty simple because the Street SS wasn't in stock, or else I would have given them a shot. But I've always wanted to give the Nitto a shot. So with these being in stock, I went ahead, pulled the trigger on them, and I've had zero complaints. It's $800 well spent. These were $400 a piece, and I would recommend them to anyone. 10 out of 10, especially on a stock horsepower Hellcat or Hellcat Red Eye, or even your 392. These are way better performing tires than the stock Pirellis. Now, as far as turning, cornering, all that jazz, they're in the rear, so they don't really put up with the abuse that the fronts would when you're corner carving and doing all that jazz. But we did come off a cruise, we went through the canyons, and these tires perform just fine. I was able to keep up with the GTRs and not so much the Porsche, because that thing, one, he knew the road, so he cheated us. He already knew the road. So, but I think if I knew the road, I could have attempted to keep up a little better. But as far as how the tire performed, these tires did just fine, man. Like, with them being in the rear, they won't matter as much as being in the front, but being in the rear, coming out of the turns was just, it was so much more confidence inspiring, having something back here that actually bites down when you get on the throttle. If it was the back ones, I probably would have hit the throttle coming out of one of those turns and just immediately went into the mountainside or down the cliff, one of the two. But with these back there, I had no problem. I was kind of trying to keep up, and I was able to pull away from the other guys that were behind me with these tires. Now, if it was the stock ones, I probably wouldn't be able to do that. Just put me in the back, because we can't keep up. But I've got nothing but good things to say about these tires. My only and biggest complaint, and it's kind of a heartbreaker because these are such a great tires, is, as you can see right here, this little lip. You see the lip of the wheel sticks out. Now come to the front. That lip doesn't stick out. It's protected by these little built-in tire wheel protectors that are built into the tire. So when rock chips, or maybe you come up too close to a curb, you have that small layer of protection between the tire and whatever object may be trying to come in contact with the tire. Come back here to the back. As you can see, that is not a thing up here. And just to show you, it's not just one sides, or it is on both sides. And come down, you can see I've already got a couple of times, a couple of rock chips. Boom, boom, here. And I have another one on the other side. That's when I first noticed it. I already filled this one in. It's like down at the bottom down here. You can't really see it, but because, like I said, I already filled it in with a black Sharpie. But that is my only heartbreaking complaint about these tires. I've got no sway. They handle good. They do great from a roll, and they're okay from a dig. Like I said, you're not gonna be a world beater from a dig. Anything with all-wheel drive, you're probably gonna lose just because they're so much more consistent. They launch great 90% of the time. With these, you're probably gonna launch perfect about 20 to 30% of the time. So, especially out here on the street, without a prep surface, without an actual drag pack, you probably won't be too competitive. But on a roll, it's fair game. These things are great. 40, 60, 50, whatever roll you want to throw at it. I'm pretty sure these tires can handle it, as you guys saw from the clips. So 10 out of 10 would recommend, with the small gripe, maybe big to you guys, that you don't have any protection from little rock chips. And if you guys know about these wide bodies, they love to throw rocks. Higher horsepower guys, if you just want something to throw on a 20 and, you know, not die every time you look at the throttle, 555 R2s, 10 out of 10, recommend, 2 thumbs up. Just be aware that you don't have a wheel protector anymore, and you're probably going to get a couple of nicks here and there. So that's it. That is all. I think I covered everything. If you have any other questions, just hit me up on the Instagram or chime down in the comments. Load376slow on both YouTube and Instagram. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell icon. Please hit the bell icon so you guys get a notification when these videos go up, man. Until next time, Tube, I am out. Peace.